Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Sean. This is Nibbler. I don't expect him to stay for long because he's not used to this. There he goes. Okay, so that didn't work out. So, hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am Sean. Today I'm doing the Reading Tics Tag. This was created by Kevin Toll from Kevin Toll Reads. And I was tagged by Maria Andrea. I will link both of those channels in the description. But anyway, here we go. Question 1. Do you only read at a specific time of day? I tend to usually read either in the morning or in the evening, usually later at night. I used to read before bed, but that's before I got like a cell phone with like unlimited data to watch YouTube videos, because that's usually what I watch now. But I used to read before bed, but not anymore so much. So usually in the morning or evening is when I will read. And the reason I do that is because, the house is quieter and there's fewer distractions. Question 2. Do you prefer to read in your work/everyday clothes, or are you partial to reading in PJs or comfy clothes? My everyday clothes are like my all-day clothes, so I don't have any pajamas or whatever. I mean, I just wear casual clothing all the time. Question 3. What is your favorite reading spot? Couch, chair, bed, outdoors, somewhere else? I don't really think I have one. I just kind of read whenever I'm in the mood and have the time and whatever. Question 4. Do you snack while reading, or is this a no-go? I don't think it's a no-go, but I don't really think I eat very often while reading. No specific reason for doing that. I mean, it's not so much because I don't want to injure the book or whatever, damage the book. It's just not really something I do. I will kind of eat while I write sometimes, but yeah, while reading, no, not so much really. I think part of it is I don't really want to just pick up the book and, read a paragraph and then put it down and have something to eat, then pick the book up and read a paragraph. I don't know, I just think that'd be kind of too jarring. But I could do that, I think, while I'm writing. Because also, I could be using that time while I eat to think. Question 5. Do you or have you ever peeked at the end of a book, or do you avoid spoilers at all costs? I have looked at the end of books before. I'm not sure exactly why. I can't, give any examples. I'm not sure exactly what I was looking for. What I do mostly now, and I've done this kind of more lately, is I may flip through the book to see which character names appear a lot, because that way when I come across that character, I'm going to know, okay, this is a major character. I need to remember this person, This is an important person. Whereas with other characters, I may thumb through the book and I never see their name again. So it's kind of like, okay, this is not a real major character. I don't really need to, know this person too much. And since I go into most of the books I read blind, not knowing anything about it, I kind of like knowing okay, this is going to be a major character for the next 200 pages, so saddle up, I'm going to have to get used to this person. This is important for the story moving forward. Question 6. Do you prefer first person or third person narrative, or do you care? I think I prefer third person, and I think the reason is because first person, in my mind, I always kind of wonder, why is this person such a good, eloquent writer or whatever? Like, the person, whoever may be telling the story, may not be any kind of writer or whatever. They may not be a college educated person or whatever. So it's kind of like, why would their description be so good, And all of that just kind of bothers me, because it's like, I'm a writer and I have to focus on this stuff, and, to write these stories. So how does this just random person come up with this story in first person, So that's kind of jarring to me, because so often it's like this person's style does not match what I think they would actually write But then on the flip side of it, if it is very much, I don't know how to say it exactly, but if the writing does match their character, like if they're just not well educated or whatever, and you could tell by the writing that they're not a really educated person or whatever, usually I think I wouldn't like that too much either, because it's just kind of difficult to read, because it's kind of just annoying to me reading that. I mean, it can be done very well for sure, but generally because of it, because of these things, I think I prefer third person, just because it's kind of a more non-biased narrative where I could get a better picture of the whole story, not so much just from the eyes of this one character. And also, something I don't like about first person is it kind of spoils the book to me, because if this narrator is able to tell this story, then it's pretty obvious to me that they survive, that they are okay in the end. And I know the author could pull some kind of switcheroo, like maybe the book ends with their death real abruptly, or possibly like it could be written almost like, as a ghost or whatever, like, whatever. But still, to me, if you're reading a first person book, that kind of tells you the person's going to be okay. They're going to be okay in the end. They're going to survive. Otherwise, how are they telling this story? So that's kind of a spoiler to me. Question 7. Do you read dedications, author's notes, acknowledgements, or do you skip those? It's kind of a little bit hit or miss. Usually I think I will read them if they're short. But if it's acknowledgements, like longer sections, like, to my agent, to my beloved wife, whatever, that's kind of just like, meh, whatever, skip those. Question 8. Do you have a favorite reading beverage? Not a reading beverage specifically, but my favorite drink would probably be Coke Zeros. So that would be my favorite beverage while reading. And last, with question 9. How do you decide what to read next? TBR, mood, goals, random choice? I do a few things. So like when determining my 25 books to read in 2025, I'll just kind of browse my shelf and usually just kind of pick an assortment of books. Some books that I probably am a little bit reluctant to read, but I kind of want to get them over with so I could get rid of them, presumably. And then some books, that I've kind of been looking forward to. And then some books I really look forward to, like projected 5-star books. So that's how I select some books. Some books I select just because I'm most passionate about reading them. I'm most excited about reading them. And another thing I do is sometimes I use random number generator. So like these are the books I still have to read for 2025. There's like 12 books or so here. So instead of like trying to pick one book to read, what I've kind of been doing lately is I'll just do like random number generator 1 through 12 or whatever, and just let random number generator decide. Because also, I want to read all of these books this year. So which one should I read next? I'll let random number generator decide that. Life is so much easier when you just let random number generator determine the course of your life. But that will do it. So if you guys want, go check out Kevin Toll's video and also Marie Andrea's. I will list both of those in the description. So thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry Nibbler didn't want to accompany me on the video, but I'll try to work with him and get him a little bit less camera shy. So thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in another video. Bye.
2, 3, 4.